This video is sponsored by PotownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCG code cards. They are compatible with TCG Live, and you can of course get everything on the website for 5% off using the coupon code ZapdosTCG. This video is also sponsored by CARDMARKET.com. This is a European platform where you're able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day, and you can do it as well. And you can use the referral name ZapdosTCG to help support the channel. This video is also sponsored by PLAYMAT.com. This is a platform where you're able to, of course, create your own custom playmat. They have, of course, capabilities to ship worldwide, and you can get 10% off by clicking the link down below. So definitely check it out. Last but not least is Dragon Shield, the best brand to protect your beautiful cards. You can of course there's links down below for US and European people, and you can of course get your best quality sleeves available, as well as deck boxes and binders. Thanks so much for sticking around with the commercials. I hope you enjoyed today's upload. If you do, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button, and let's get this video going. Sup YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here, and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. And this video, we're going to be checking out the top 16 deck lists from the Sacramento Regionals that happened last weekend. I wanted to get this video out a little bit earlier, but I actually decided to make the Paradox Rift video first, so hopefully that guys don't mind. I'm a little bit late, but this is going to be having an impact on the upcoming regionals, like Lille Regionals happening actually tomorrow. I'll be attending that event, and I am very curious to see how the meta will shape up after Sacramento. So we do see that there's 2 players out there that actually got into the finals, playing their first regionals ever. That's crazy news indeed. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that. Personally, it's nice to see that this actually will make the community grow a little bit more, in my opinion, because people are not going to be like afraid to be playing the game, because it is possible to be doing well at events. So for me, I think that's pretty nice. With that being said, you get daily Pokemon TCG videos over here, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we're going to be checking out the top 16 deck list from Sacramento. So this is the top 16, as we can see here. There's Alexander Flatos, if I pronounced that correctly, Nicolo Abata. These were in the finals, and it was actually Lugia up against Arceus of all things in the final. So let's just check out the first place winning list, shall we? Okay, first place winning list, what can we see here is this is looking like a standard colorless Lugia build. So it seems that colorless Lugia has overthrown the single strike version, in part because of Charizard EX doing well in the format. People thought Charizard was a meme back when Obsidian Flames first came out, but now people are respecting it. We have Arvanzard with Pidgeot, with Arceus, etc. So Charizard is performing well, and the colorless build has an easier time against the Charizard build. The single strike version can actually not compete at all. So what do we see here? 3 Snorlax, there's Luxray as well, so a whole plethora of one price attackers. Luxray can also deal in the mirror match, and also can one-shot Pidgeot EX, which is the main reason why Luxray is in the list, of course. You also see the Mew EX. Being able to copy-paste attacks with the genome hacking can be nice. Sometimes you can surprise a player playing Greninja on their field and then copy-paste the attack to Moonlight Shuriken, to Comphase, or to Ralts. I've seen it happen multiple times before. Drapion for the Mew VMAX matchup. I don't know if you have to respect Mew VMAX all that much, but going into Lille Regionals, I definitely am respecting Mew, because Mew is a deck that if you don't respect it, it just wins the tournament, and I think Mew is definitely going to be showing at the regional. So attacking your Spiritombs and Drapions, you'll be tanking me later. What else do we see is Weirdeer to attack out of nowhere, absorb all the energies when it flies itself into the active position, and then you can get a huge one-shot. So a very vanilla list with 2 Lumineon, a 3/3 Lugia VSTAR. It's actually pretty interesting. You don't. I actually am a fan of the 4th Lugia, but the app opted to go for a 3rd copy of Nazball. Of course, Lumineon Burnout is a combination. So a very, very solid list, and it actually won the entire Sacramento Regionals. And second place is an Arcpile. Look at that, Arceus is back in the meta. I couldn't be happier, because Arceus is one of the most versatile cards in the meta right now. It can be paired up with anything you want, even Gyarados VMAX. Gyarados VMAX is the card that they combined it with. If you guys don't know what Gyarados VMAX does, let me enlighten you. It has Hyper Beam, allowing you to 120 damage on the active and discard an energy. That in combination with Path and Judge is a way you can deal with Charizards. Also 240 is actually not too shabby for its attack, and having 300 830 monsters HP is actually very good. So you have Arceus, you have Bibarel, you have Judge Path, and that's the combination. That's pretty much the deck. With a copy of Vengeful Punch, you help out against Gardevoir. You also see Charon's Care, so Lost Box players will instantly cry when they're up against that, because they can even Palpat the Charon's Care. And once again, if you don't have a first turn attachment, they can rely on Melanie. And there's even a Radiant Greninja in here randomly. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the Radiant Greninja, but it could help to use concealed cards in combination with Melanie, so in that sense, it can help to power up Gyarados VMAX a little bit easier as well. And Gyarados VMAX slaps 240 damage, so Domination with a Choice Bell, that's 270, or Defiance Band, that's going to be, 270 as well. There's also the Slacking in here. I'm a big fan if you're playing 4 copies of Path to be combining Arceus with a Slacking, which is able to slap 260, as mentioned with Defiance Bands, 290, that's a very crazy number, or 290 with the Choice Bell as well against V and VMAX Pokemon V-Stars as well. So, yeah, Arceus is back in the format. I wonder how this will result into the Little Regionals. Will people grab towards Arcdura? Seems like such a crazy play right now, like with so much Sableye, Lost Box shenanigans around, and with Lugia being so dominant and you auto win if you're playing Arcdura. I think Arcdura is randomly well positioned, if I might add, if we're taking a look at the top 2 list right now. Number 3 is a Turbo Lost Zone box with Kyogre instead of, levitating towards actually the Zamazenta kind of way with the Metal Energies. They go for the 2-prize method here with also Kyogre in here. So you have Dragonite and Raikou just like a Turbo Lost Zone box, but you have the late game Kyogre as an option, with only 1 Recycler and 4 Super Rod. It's a list we've seen work multiple times before. I think even Andrew Estrada was playing something similar, or maybe it's the exact 60. Moving forward, number 4. If we take a look, we had number 3, Sawyer Melban, was that Turbo Lost Zone box. Nicolo Abata was the cool Arceus Gyarados. Alexander Flatus was the first place Lugia. And then we have the 4th place Dorian Stotts with another Lugia build. This time around, they are playing the Radiant Zard. I'm a big fan of Radiant Zard with Luminous Energy, even though you're only playing 1. Sometimes you research it away and Charizard becomes useless, but when it's not researched away, it's a 1 energy attacker, which can definitely help in a lot of matchups. Think about something like Miraidon. You can use the Radiant Charizard as a 1-prize Pokemon to beat up, on 2-prize Pokemon to uptrade. There's that. So again, the split between 2 Masagosa, 2 Collapse Stadium is interesting, and this is a very greedy 3-2 Lugia V-Star line, but with 4 Great Ball. I don't know if it's that great in terms, because you might prize some and you might not find one, but yeah, 4 Great Balls. Also finds Luminion a little bit easier, and there's also playing 4 copies of Boss's Order. So yeah, another Carlos list doing well for Lugia. Ryan Harris for the Gardevoir list, 5th place. Let's check out what they were rocking with. It looks like a vanilla Gardevoir list with Mirage Tap, no Forest Seal Stone Luminion, but they are opting to go for Spiritomb, which was a great call in my opinion, since Lugia did really well in that tournament, and Spiritomb not only helps out against Lugia, but more importantly, destroys the DTE Mew VMAX deck, and that's why Spiritomb is still so great. You might think, oh, I'm gonna be playing Mew at Lille Regionals, but that's where you're wrong. People will attack in Spiritomb not only just to counter Mew, but more importantly to counter Lugia, because Lugia is a deck that really revolves around Luminion, Burn It, etc., or Luminion Research. And if you can slap down Spiritomb turn 1, which is easy to do with a lot of decks, think about the Lost Tinas of the world playing Spiritomb, think about the whole decks playing Spiritomb right now, list the Gardevoir list included. If you're able to slap that down, Lugia crumbles, and in the Crossfire, Mew VMAX gets hurt. So there's that. 2 collapsed, 2 collapsed, and that's and a vacuum. So that's all they have, and a worker. No Palpat. 3 boss though. 3 copies of boss. Interesting. Okay, moving forward, there's Charlie Care with another Lugia colorless build. Okay, what can we say about this? Looks very similar to the 4th place list, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it looks very similar. They have Weirder. I think the other one didn't have the Weirder. Yeah, that was the only difference there. They had Luxray, Charizard, but not Weirder. I think Weirder is a nice cleanup attacker. And again, 3-3 Lugia V-Star. So people have been cutting edges with Lugia here and there, and hopefully that doesn't come to bite them, because they, of course, they play the third copy of Nesball, but sometimes Masagosa flip doesn't go your way, Capturing Aroma doesn't go your way, and you cannot find Lugia on turn 1. That would be very, very bad indeed. So, but on the other hand, you do have 4 DTEs, and Snorlax can attack rather easily if you just attach a DTE onto Snorlax. So, yeah, Carlos Lugia is so dominant. But again, Duraludon is going to be making a reappearance, I'm sure. Azul Garcia Grigo, of course, Azul DG. You all know him, the legend. Top 8 after 2 drops from tournaments. He actually pulled through for another top 8, so everything is possible in TCG. Don't be discouraged if you go dropping from an event, it happens. But in my opinion, just play out all the games if you're rather new to the game, so you can absorb all that experience and get to learn new people. Okay, we see here the Zamazenta build of the Lawson Kyogre with the Pidgeot and the Forest Sealstone. Solid build, nothing to say here. Yeah, moving forward, we've seen that list before. I think it was in Peoria, if I'm not mistaken. Dominic Viola, another colorless Lugia. Yeah, that converted really well, right? This is playing, yeah, instead of a Fort Lugia, a Ditto. I can understand why you're playing the Ditto, because you do have Jet Energy, so you can Jet Energy, like you use Ditto first, Jet Energy, and thin the deck. But I don't think it fits here. I would much rather play Ditto in like a flower selecting Comfey deck than in a Lugia deck, in my opinion. But yeah, here we have it: 2 Snorlax, Radiant Zard, and Luxray. Again, the split 2 Collapse, 2 Masagosa seems to be something people agree upon, and this list is also playing that Squawkabilly EX for some additional draw. Braden Alford with another Arceus. Arc Pals are back, ladies and gentlemen. They are back in the format, and here they are playing Dura. If that list got snuck into the top 8, they might have run away with the game, because Duraludon shuts down, of course, all Pokemon decks with special energies. That means Lugia won't be able to do anything. They could, of course, use Genome Hacking with Mew, but then you response KO with Gmax Pulverization and you win the game on the spot. So yeah, very, very interesting that Duraludon is now here. Will people grab towards this list? There's also 3 Path in here. You don't want to slap down Path against Lugia, but against other decks you will. 2 Charon Scare, even an Echoing Horn. Echoing Horn, 4 copies of Boss. So pretty much Arc Dura with some additional friends. You have the Scovid Barrel to just dig a little bit deeper, and Radiant Alakazam helps out with some damage moving here and there, so you can hit some better numbers. So only 2 Judge, but they compensated that with 4 Iono. So yeah, with Lost Tina not performing well in the format, I think it's time for Arcdura to shine. If I'm just taking a look at the format as it is right now. Alright, moving forward, I think it's another Lost Box with Ervin Xavier Garcia Aldana, all the way from Mexico, playing Lost Box, and it was a version Turbo Lost Box, but with a Mew EX thrown in there. So yeah, with Mew EX in here, you can copy paste attacks out of nowhere. You use Mirage Gate onto it and you can have access to the Genome Hacking. There's 3 2-prizers in here. Luckily, you do have a lot of 1-prizers. Of course, the squad is still here. Sableye, Cramorant, and of course, with the Turbo build with Tracking Shoes. Not going for Pokestop. So if you go for Tracking Shoes, also go for Pokestop, because then you can go Turbo, you know? So that is the 10th place. Then we have 11 with Corey Lafiton with Miraidon. Okay, it wasn't the best week for Miraidon, but I expect that to change as well. Not a lot of great names using Miraidon were at the Sacramento Regionals, but this is a very vanilla 60, if I might add. Very similar to Jesse Parker's list, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's almost the exact 60, yeah, except for like they're playing only 1 copy of Arven, and they added in... What did they add in here? Huh, interesting. I don't know what they added in, but this is a very straightforward list. Well, yeah, I think it's the Collapse Stadium that they added in. So they cut down on 1 Arven for a Collapse. Collapse helps against Lost Box, so it does make sense, I suppose. So yeah, you go fast, you go Turbo, Tandem Unit, and then Electric Generator on your bench Pokemon and attack turn 1 going second. Very strong. And then Path Judge, Iono Judge is... yeah, Iono Path is the thing you go for. Corey Tangman, no. First, Corey Laviton was the 11th place. Then Grand Shan again with the back-to-back performance of Baxcalibur chien-pao. Of course, people are gravitating towards this list for Pokestop, going Turbo with Irida and all that good stuff. This list, however, is not playing a vacuum, and if Path gets a little bit more popular, that sometimes can be the game-changing scenario there. But I do like this list. 4 Nesball, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 VIP Pass will definitely get you into the game. The only thing I'm concerned about is there's no escape rope and there's no ball, so the only gusting you have is the cross switches, and sometimes you get rid of one, so your gusting options become limited. But yeah, it's a consistent list that gets you into the game, which is always the most important factor. Moving forward, Fleetwood with Lostina. Okay, Lostina finally making a top 16 appearance, not going that deep into the tournament, but this is a great list. We have, of course, 2 Roxanne and a couple of paths. That's your late game shenanigans. And then everything we've come to know with Lostina. So there's 1 escape rope, 1 switch. That seems a little bit less, right? Where are all the switch outs? Oh yeah, there's 4 switch cards. Okay. Instead of going for more ropes, they have 4 switch cards, which definitely help out against Lost Box, right? They put damage on you, you switch card away the damage from a comp phase, so you win that prize trade, you have your own Sableye. So I understand the copies of 4 switch card, but sometimes Gyarados VSTAR might get stuck in the active, but you still have switch and escape rope. So 6 switch outs in total. You sometimes see like 3 switch cards, 3 escape rope. This time around, 4 switch cards, 1 rope, and a regular switch. So 1 Iono, 2 Roxanne, and the path. There's also Pokegear, so you don't miss your Colress. So you can also go for a Biz Seeking if all comes to show with 4 Jet Energy. So not a lot has changed for that list. Misa Ulton with Miraidon. Let's see what this Miraidon list has to offer. Okay, they're playing different Mareeps, but other than that, it seems the exact same 60 that we've come to know. There is a vacuum in here, so don't disrespect the vacuum in Miraidon. That helps out in the mirror match to knock off Bravery Charms, but can also get rid of a turn 1 path, so you can get into the game. Definitely with 2 copies of Arven. Arven can get Forest Seal Stone, Lost Vacuum, vacuum away the path, and then with the Forest Seal Stone, you just go wide, Miraidon, and you are feeling good again. So 1 vacuum can make the difference in specific games. Other than that, the 60 has been refined already. Okay, so 2 Miraidon in top 16. Interesting. Corey Tangman with Lost Box. Let's see what this Lost Box deck has to offer. It is a Kyogre build with Sky Seal Stone. It's a blast from the past. We haven't seen Sky Seal Stone in action all that much, but with a so high popularity rate by Lugia with Sky Seal Stone and the Raikou, you can definitely have an edge against the Lugia matchup. But they were well prepared for that, so that's very good. Also 2 Bravery Charms in this list, making your Dragonite survive hits that it otherwise would not. Think about, let's say, which decks actually can slap the 230? Let's say Miraidon with Zapdos can slap 230, but with Bravery Charm, that's no longer a thing. So you can survive turns where you otherwise would have not survived. So it also helps out in the mirror match where you can use Bravery Charms on your Sableye, so they have to put all the damage on the Sableye, otherwise Sableye goes rampant with the Lost Mine once more. So, and with Town Store, you do find your plethora of tools. So Kyogre seems to be the most popular way to be playing Lost Box right now. Very hard to pilot, by the way. And then 16th place is Victor Ong with the Rapid Strike box in Talion Urshifu. Very similar to the list that have been piloted before, of course. They are playing the Squawkabilly. So Squawkabilly is good and not good. You can go for it and then dig for VIP passes. I understand that thing, but if Squawkabilly is on your field, it actually gets sometimes a liability. So they can knock out Octillery, Squawkabilly, and 1 VMAX. So there's that, but getting into the game is always good, as mentioned. Consistency is key, and that's what's happening here. Also, Torton. Torton can randomly get rid of your Squawkabilly and turn it into whatever you want. So a random Inteleon out of nowhere. There's 1 Cheryl in here. I don't know how this matchup goes against Radiant, actually against Charizard EX. And talking about Charizard EX, it actually didn't perform all that well, but I expect a resurgence of Charizard later down the line. So that was the top 16. So what do you see? Lugia's the big winner. Miraidon still hanging in there, and Lost Box also did incredibly well. So Lost Box, Lugia, and Miraidon were the decks that popped off most. But not to forget, Arceus also snuck his way from not too many people playing Arceus to just grinding all the way into top 16. 2 of them. That's a crazy accomplishment, and that is a statement that Arceus is still good in this format. Definitely with a whole bunch of Lost Box, you're going to be farming those with a Cheer and Scare here and there. Let's check out some additional lists here while we're at it. There is the best performing Charizard list with Tyler Zikoris. Let's see what Charizard list this is. Let's check it out. It is a classic... is that Arvenzard? Yeah, Arvenzard, popularized in Brazil. Of course, you can use Arven for Sealstone, VIP Pass, go wide on your board. and then get out the Pidgeot EX to go crazy. There's also a random Pidgeot V in there, which helps with 4 Sealstone targets. So instead of going for Entei V, which you typically saw, they went for Pidgeot V, so you don't have that liability. So yeah, pretty interesting. Charizard will hopefully make a resurgence at the Little Regionals because right now only 27 slots. Okay. There was also a Sablezard. If we're taking a look at Sablezard right here, this is Sablezard at its best with 3 Clara. Clara is always the card you want in the late game, so you can get Sableye back again. There is 8 switch cards in combination with Pokestop, so you can find those and just circle around your Pokemon as quickly as you can. Sableye by turn 2, and then the Radiant Zard, Hawlucha for the mirror match, as well as Roxanne. And again, Spiritomb. Spiritomb seems to be popping up all over the place because DTE Mew is respected, and that shows, right? Where is the best performing Mew VMAX? It was here, 25 with... it was Trevor Bustamante, if I pronounce it correctly. So this is the DTE Mew, but instead of relying on Luxray, they just went full consistency, Judge Pav, and let's rock and roll. They also have a Penny to help against Lost Box, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Box of Disaster helps against Gardevoir. So yeah, Judge Pav is coming around. What else do we see that is noteworthy? In Arctina, 35th place. With Parker Lish. Okay, just classic Arctina, B-Barrel, Scovit. They're half Spiritomb, just as the classic build. 2 Box of Disaster though, helps out against Gardevoir. Okay, there's that. So anything else noteworthy in the top 64 that we should take a look at? Dialga. Raymond Davila was the hero of the town, playing Dialga VSTAR. Of course, Star Chronos attacking twice, having a backup with Sableye, as well as Cramorant in the early lead, and having Zamazenta. This is a unique Lawstone build, and I couldn't be happier to see something like this. There's also a way you can just go for Iono, attach, and use the first attack on our Origin Form Dialga to power it up, but sometimes it's better to just go for Mirage Gate and just play 2 Mirage Gates and attack with Dialga. Very, very cool list for sure. That's actually something I wanted to be showcasing here. What else is cool is going to be Brandon Jones with Hisuian Zoroark V-Star. Something we haven't seen all that much, but it does make sense. You have Klefki to shut down Lost Box and any other Pokemon deck that relies heavily on abilities. And you can get into that with the first free attack of Hisuian Zoroark V. While you're setting, of course, and punching with the axis of the Justified gloves here and there. You can slap damage. This actually helps against Charizard to go over the numbers. But more importantly, you can just punch with Zoroark while the opponent's not able to play Mew, not able to play Comfey. It's going to be fantastic. And at one point, this becomes a really great, crazy beat stick because, yeah, we have the Gengars that get out of the discard pile. You have Damage Pump and Gauge Up Bog. And then this is a huge beat stick for 1 DTE. You can one-shot anything in the format. So yeah, that's pretty much the top 64. I don't know if I've missed anything, but these were the most important factors. Was there anything else noteworthy in day 2? There was a Reggie, which I'm definitely going to be showcasing here. Interesting Reggie list, right? Is it good? Will people be brave enough? I think this deck bricks a lot and has not the power that it has had back in the days. The problem with this kind of situation is that you no longer have Scoop Up Net. You are sometimes weak to Iono. You don't have Gift Energy because it doesn't work with Luminous Energy. And also the fact that there's a lot of EXs in the format. Think about Gardevoir that you cannot, or think about Charizard that you cannot one-shot, which makes it very hard to be playing Regis. But big shout out to Steve Contreras, which actually was the hero to be playing, of course, the Reggie deck. Snorlax block around as well, and 1 funky Tinglu I want to be checking out here. Yeah, with the Drapion V-Star, of course, Paralyzation, Poison Shenanigans, Mew EX for Draw Power, Dino Cry, so Tinglu, I don't know which decks they farmed, but they were in day 2, which was the thing that matters. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of the run-through of some of the most interesting decks from the Sacramento Regionals. I'll be seeing you guys at the Little Regionals. Hopefully I'll be doing well. I just hope, yeah, I'll be able to convert into day 2 because I really need the championship points for my way to Honolulu, Hawaii. So join that journey because we're going to be vlogging the event. If you enjoyed the video, rock the hell out of the like button, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the vlog for the Little Regionals. If you enjoyed, yeah, also let me know what your favorite deck was. I want to know what the people like currently. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. Check out my sponsors, link down below, by the way. If you want to create your own custom playmat, for example, there's a link down below. You can get 10% off today to create your own custom playmat. BotanStore.com for your TCG live code cards. You can use the coupon code ZapdosTCG for 5% off. CardMarket.com for European players. You can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I always am on CardMarket when I'm checking out prices and stuff as well. There's Dragon Shield for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Links down below. Have yourself a good one, and good luck at everyone participating at the Lille Regionals. So see you guys then. Peace.